Welcome to Take It from the Iron Woman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Iron Woman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Iron Woman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. Hello, welcome to Take It from the Iron Woman. Today we have Isil with us, a very special guest. She's originally from Turkey. Now she lives in Munich, Germany. It feels like we have so many things in common. We moved from one country to another. We're both coaches. We're both podcasters. I also heard she's a writer. So many great things that we can learn from each other, but also share with each other. Welcome, Isil. Please introduce yourselves. What are the headlines when we learn about you?
Hello, thank you for the introduction. Very good question about the headlines. Maybe some hashtags that I can give to you. So, unique, writing, human experience, moving, love. I don't know. I think that's it. Coaching, being together, community, life in general, fun, dance. These would be the hashtags that I can share with you. Shall I come to the story?
Yes, let's dance together. So tell me a story. That sounds fantastic. Yes.
So my story is at the moment in a place that I love living in. I live in Munich and I do what I love. I work with people and I help them to be naturally and authentically themselves by creating the space for them. And creating the space I do in two ways for the moment. It's coaching and also training. I also do a lot of writing and I see it as experiencing, so looking back into my life, remembering the moments where I feel gratitude, and also it's inviting other people to share the same human experience. So that's where I am in my story right now. But my story didn't start in Munich. My story started in Turkey. I'm originally from Turkey. I lived in Turkey till I was 28, I believe, till 2012. And I was doing a completely different work, and that work enabled me to come to Munich. And the story of Munich is that I was visiting the city and I had a moment where I felt in my stomach, it feels so right to be here. I would love to live here. And life gave me the possibility to do that. Through my network, I was sharing with people that I would love to live here. And one person that I met said, we are looking always for people, just send me your CV and we'll see. And through that, I got a job opportunity. I moved and I started working. And by the time, after a few years, I realized that I lost my connection with the work that I was doing. I always wanted to work with people, actually, but I also have a very creative side. The work I was doing started with people and creativity, but when I was in Germany, it became more technical and it required me to spend a lot of time in front of computer, writing specs for IT, testing things, delivering things. I was alone and very mentally focused and not open to other people. And I didn't feel I was contributing to anyone in particular. And I lost the meaning of work. And that was a difficult time, but it was also a good time because that made me question again, what did I really want? And I did a lot of soul searching. What could I do? What would be good? How can I still make a living out of it, because there were also fears around being in a country that I wasn't a citizen of. And through that time, through the communities I was in, I found the support, and I remembered what was important for me. That was coaching. That I remembered that I loved working with people one-to-one, and I remembered that I was good at noticing what was special about people and giving them the acknowledgement, making them believe in it, and finding strength in that, what I told them, so that they would start doing something new and would believe in themselves more, and that made me feel good. I remembered all these, and I said, okay, I'm going to get trained as a coach. And so my journey started, and from there it continued and brought me here today.
This sounds like a wonderful dance, a wonderful journey that you went through. Tell me a little bit more about the Coach Academy that you have built now. So who is coming to you?
We are called BeCoach Academy, and how it started is when I decided to become a coach, I wanted to already get to know other coaches here, so that I could feel the energy and maybe prepare myself, but also in terms of mental level. I always say you are average of 5 people you hang out the most with. I think I started with this principle, and I went to a meetup, and in this meetup it was about powerful, insightful, thought-provoking coaching questions, and everybody was sharing their answers, and it was such an intimate, such a supportive environment. And the person leading was Elena, who is my co-founder of the academy. So I said, that's wonderful, I want to be part of what you do. And that's how we started working together. And we started as a meetup. We organized events, little workshops, get-togethers for people who were interested in coaching for a few years, while I also completed my coaching training at the time. And when I completed it, we started giving introduction to coaching workshops. And there we got a lot of questions around, all right, you say it's important to get good coaching training, accredited coaching training. Where can we get it in English? Because I always worked with expats and English-speaking foreigners in Munich. I said, well, I don't know any, because I had my training in Turkey and my partner had it in London. I don't know, I can suggest you to look in the website of the Coaching Federation, and I know a few of them in some parts of Europe, but I don't know in Munich. And then a thought started emerging. Well, I love doing this. She loves doing it. People are interested in it. Can we maybe start something about it? And she was also into it. So we started with this idea. We formed a little company, and we reached out to people who had told us they would be interested in coaching training. We started as like a questionnaire with them. We had little short interviews on the phone saying, we have this idea, but we want to know what you would really like to get out of it. How would a good training look like? What would you like to achieve? And most of the people wanted to become either coaches, or they wanted to know themselves better. So they wanted to coach themselves. And there were also a couple of people who said, I know a lot of coaches, and when I meet coaches, I can already recognize there is something about them, that they communicate differently, that they are smiling, they are positive, and I see something special about them, and I want to become like them. So that's why I also want to attend. We started with these purposes, the goals of people, and we designed academy, the training around it. And these people, some of them became our first students. Now our students come from different ages and different backgrounds, but what unifies them, I guess, is the feeling that they believe in human potential, to understand themselves better, understand other people better, communicate and empower other people to reach to their full potential and empower themselves. So we are working mostly with the English-speaking people, but we also have German-speaking people as well, who join us for the community. And I don't know why they choose us over the German speaking ones, but it's also nice to have them on board. So we have a very nice group of people.
It seems like you have a great mix. That's exciting. Yeah. And I was listening into another podcast, and there the person was also a coach, and he was asking, "Who is your ideal client?" And we sometimes get that question, but who are the people that you like to work with? Like, who give you energy?
I like a lot creative process. I love starting from somewhere and ending somewhere else completely different. And I like dancing again. We say it in the moment in coaching. So really dancing in the moment, letting ourselves just bring any thoughts to it and then make sense of it or learn from it and go somewhere else. And I don't know if I can categorize these kind of people, but it's important to be open. I think for me, that when I enjoy it the most, the relationship is when people are open to share how they feel. In most of the cases, I have these clients. I think also the people you want to work with you.
Exactly.
Open-minded people that are courageous to share their emotions, don't feel they would be judged probably. That's why they are courageous to share it, and that they are full of life, want to explore options, want to try different things, open to different cultures, open to possibilities, want to enjoy life. These are probably my ideal clients.
That sounds fantastic. And guess what? Apparently, what we are describing, who is the ideal client, is actually us describing ourselves, who we are. So, moving to a different culture, being open, being creative. That's how you introduce yourself, Isil. This is so beautiful. Just to kind of like get the confirmation again.
Oh,
Beautiful.
thank you for giving me the feedback. I didn't realize that, but I was thinking that my ideal client is probably someone like me. Then I thought that might be a bit like, I don't know, loving myself very much attitude, but well, yes, let's be it. It's nice to love yourself.
I think so. And I also think we have to allow that what we have achieved is not really bragging. So you have moved from one culture to another. I'm wondering, how was that for you? It seems like when you told the story about Munich, you felt just at ease. This was the right place for you. What was it that was so special?
It's a feeling that I get. For me, the decisions are usually comes to me like a feeling in my body, and I usually feel it in my stomach. I think that's what I also told you about Munich. So for me, it always feels right. But if I explore the reasons mentally, I felt very free in Munich. I came, interestingly, or maybe not, for Oktoberfest for the first time in Munich. I visited. It was 4 years before I moved. I felt so welcome. We were a group of friends who were not close. That was an interesting group formed in university just to come visit Oktoberfest. And we arrived to the city. We didn't know how to buy a ticket to go to the city center from airport. We spent hours in front of this ticketing machine which looked like rocket signs. There were regions, zones, group number, a lot of technical details. And after 15 minutes, I just felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned back and saw a gentleman around mid-50s handing me a ticket saying, "Welcome to Munich." And it was a group ticket that they used for the day, and they didn't need to use anymore, and it allowed us to travel for free. That was how it started. But later during my stay, I think it was a 3-4 day stay, in every station there was some little kindness, some little welcome. People welcomed me at their table in Oktoberfest. Usually it's packed and it's really difficult to find place. So we shared drinks with people. I couldn't find my way. They helped me to find my way. There was a problem with the place we were staying. A friend of a friend offered us to stay in his dorm room. There were many, many acts of kindness. And apart from that, I fell in love also with the beauty of the city. It was so green. I heard people, like walking really freely on the streets. I saw people sitting on the floor, enjoying the squares. For me, it just gave me, I can be totally myself in the city and I feel welcome. That was the moment when I decided, I want to move here.
And it sounds like a fairy tale in a way, like magic and that ticket. Wow, this is really a nice story and feel good. And what I also hear from you is that you're paying it forward to other people with your coaching. So it's giving back to the other people. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for the nice time. That dancing in the moment was really calming to me as well. So good luck with all the coaching, and we'll talk soon again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me.
What a romantic story, dancing in the moment. Look out next time when you buy a ticket at the ticket machine. Maybe somebody is helping you. Look out. We actually have the pleasure of listening to Isil again next week, where we talk about integration to the Munich life. Follow us, leave a message, and see you next Monday. Take it from the Iron Woman.